everybody, welcome back to the Yotso Tech Tracks YouTube channel. It's a nice sunny day and this is a perfect time to do some maintenance on the truck. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos coming up regarding our family trip to the west coast of Canada, British Columbia, from Toronto where I live. And right now is my last day this week before I have to get to work, so I'm doing a little bit of maintenance, tire rotation, brake inspection, and a couple of parts, new parts I got in the mail I want to show you guys. So to recap, we just came back from roughly an 8,000, 9,000 kilometer round trip, and let's do some maintenance on the truck. I wanted to show you guys something interesting. If you guys are following along, quite recently I had to change out these Swaybar end links. When I did the suspension lift install on this truck, both of these studs snapped off on both sides, so I went with these from Parts Source here in Canada. They're just generic replacement parts, and I believe they were around $80 each, which is quite expensive for what these things are. Anyway, I had to get a pair of those, so $170, $175-ish with tax. And about 3 months ago I put these on, and as you guys do know, this truck does have a suspension lift, so the angles are slightly off from factory, and because of that these end links were at a slightly tilted down angle. So I made these adapter plates just so the bushings would be nice and relaxed driving down the road. This is basically the truck on stands with the suspension loaded, so this is how it looks like driving down the road pretty much. Anyway, 3 months and these are the old bushings, completely cracked, destroyed, deteriorated. I don't want to touch them right now because they are all greased up and nasty to touch, especially if I'm holding this GoPro camera. However, these are very crappy quality rubber. They're more like plastic, but they are rubber-ish, whatever compound they're made of. They are not very long lasting. So I went online, Amazon, and I found these generic replacement parts. This is from Energy Suspension, part number 9.8103R. I had no idea if these would fit or not, but judging by their size, I thought I'd give it a go. If anything, I had to machine out or remount the inside. However, these are actually a perfect fit. So these are made from some kind of a polyurethane compound. I can show you the other side is installed already. And hopefully these things will actually last the life of the truck. Again, because this truck does have a suspension lift, I made these little adapter plates to bring this anti-roll bar in the front at a more factory-like angle. And hopefully these are the last parts I have to install on the front end of this truck regarding the Swaybar end links. Besides that, I was just checking the alignment. Again, I like to check it once in a while. I just have these aluminum, basically extrusion pieces that go on this side, clamps onto the wheel, and I can run a tape measure comparing the toe, and that's pretty much dead on. The truck drives nice and straight, there's no issues. Also, I lubricated these upper control arms. As you guys may or may not know from previous videos, I had these changed out a couple of months ago, and these do have uniball instead of ball joints, and they do require periodic lubrication, and it is recommended to use something like this. It's a PTFE compound dry lube. It comes out basically clear. I can show you guys quickly. That's all it looks like, and it dries up and it doesn't attract dust. And because these uniballs have Teflon liners inside, I'm not sure if you guys can or cannot see it, however they do require a PTFE type lubricant. Not oil, not WD-40. Some of those will damage the Teflon, it will swell it up and ruin them. However, these things are nice and tight and I want to keep them that way. All you want to do is, let me take the camera back and just spray the uniballs on both sides. Let's go to the other side, since I had the spray in my hand. I already took off these caps. One of the reasons I've gone with these Procoms is these are the largest uniballs. I believe they're 1.5 inch diameter, which is very large. It's actually larger than the ball joints on the front of this suspension, which replace the inferior upper control arms from the factory, which have very tiny upper ball joints. And my main issue was because I'm running them at a higher angle, the factory Mopar upper control arms do not like that, and they can have a tendency of loosening up from the stamped upper control arm, and you're going to be in trouble if that ever happens. So these things are very durable, very heavy duty. They do have grease fittings. I greased them up not long ago. I don't want to touch them now. Both sides are perfectly nice and lubricated. So that's the front upper suspension in a nutshell. Everything down here looks okay. No squeaks, no rattles. I wanted to show you guys one more thing, because the front suspension roughly is lifted 4.8 inches. These are Bilstein adjustable shock absorbers, and they have these collars. If you guys can see them, I'm not sure regarding if I can pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's on the 5th perch. That means this is factory stock and 0.7 increments. So you're going from stock to plus 0.7, plus 1.4, plus 2.1, plus 2.8, which I have them at the highest settings. It's a 2.8 inch over stock setting. And also, I wanted to show you guys, I have a spacer up here in the oil buckets. Whether you cannot see it, it is still there. Again, this is controversial regarding if you can still stack spacers on top of one of these struts. I did it. I checked all the angles and I checked what bottoms out, what doesn't. I'm not suggesting anybody do this, but you have to keep an eye on anything that will bind or contact or go out of specs. However, I have roughly 4.8 inches of suspension lift in the front, so let's say 4.5 inches. And these are the CV boots. This is the front inner CV boot, as you guys can tell. At right height, this is actually very acceptable. If I turn it for you, let me show you. The boot does not rip, does not bind, it does not rub on itself. When you go to a very high angle, you can have the tendency of any dirt trapped in between these grooves. It's going to wear these boots out very quickly. This is the outer ball joint, outer CV boot, and as you guys can see, there's plenty of air gap in between the boot itself, so no issues there. I had this truck up to highway speeds in the last couple of months, roughly 8,000 kilometers, 9,000 kilometers since the suspension install, and everything looks good. Everything is tight. There's no vibration, no shimmy, no pulls. The alignment is perfect on it as far as I'm concerned. Let me show you the other side as well. Once again, the boot looks nice. No binding, no touching. The wetness that you see here, this is just from the spray I sprayed on. No, it is not a CV joint grease coming out. Everything is perfectly fine. On the inside as well, this is the angle driving down the road. So hopefully this will give many years of trouble-free service. However, when these drive shafts do go out, or if the boot does breaks, these are very cheap replacements. You can find them any parts store, and if that happens, it should be very straightforward, easy remove and reinstall. So this has been a little update for you guys regarding the front suspension. I'll run you on the rest of the truck as soon as I can. Hopefully you guys can hear my voice. It's very windy here. I hope the camera doesn't pick up too much background noise, but I wanted to show you guys the updates I made so far. And once again, this is the part number from Energy Suspension. If you guys are interested, these are very cheap. I believe on sale they are $8, and if you have Amazon Prime, which I do, it's free shipping to your door. And part number 9.8103R. Whatever these fit, they do fit 2016 4th generation Ram 1500 pickup truck. This is a stock Swaybar end link, and they just go right on, tighten up, and away you go. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time on the Yotso Tech Tracks YouTube channel. Take care. Bye bye.